The Chicago Bulls cut ties with Luol Deng today. Now coming from one Bulls fan, I can tell you that his tenure with the Chicago team was certainly one of a lot of hype that he lived up to. Was he a champion? No. But is he a champion in our hearts? Yes. So the Chicago Bulls decided to get rid of Luol Deng. They traded him to longtime rival, the Cleveland Cavaliers, though the Pacers would certainly be a bigger rival. But the Cavaliers, division team, are certainly a rival to the Chicago Bulls. They traded him for Andrew Bynum. Now, before I even go further, your initial reaction is, what? But it shouldn't be, because they're going to cut Andrew Bynum by the 5 o'clock, I believe, Central Time, maybe 4 o'clock Central Time deadline, so they do not have to pay him his $12.3 million that are guaranteed in the second half of the season. So they're going to cut Andrew Bynum. He's going to become a free agent. Luol Deng goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a small forward position that the Cavaliers certainly need in order to potentially make a run and try to upset teams like, I don't know, the Miami Heat, who are probably going to win it for the third straight time. People are calling me a bandwagoner, by the way. Not a bandwagoner. Keeping it real here on TYT Sports, and also trying to compete with the Indiana Pacers, another division rival. So, by the way, here is the specifics of the draft picks that the Bulls will now get. By the way, as a Bulls fan, once again, applauding the shit out of this deal. I'll get to that in a moment. Here are the specifics via ESPN.com. The Bulls will get the Kings, Sacramento Kings, pick if it falls outside the top 12 in 2014 or outside the top 10 picks in 2015, 16, or 17. The Bulls also got the 2015 and 2016 second-round picks the Blazers owed the Cavs. In a final piece, the Bulls will be able to swap draft positions with the Cavs in 2015 as long as the Cavs' draft pick is outside the top 14 picks. Andrew Bynum, by the way, wants to potentially go to the Heat, the Knicks, or the Clippers. For the Bulls, this will save them roughly $20 million, and they will stay below the luxury tax threshold. Why exactly is this a good deal for the Bulls? Here, long and short of it, they're going nowhere this year. And not only that, a lot of other people have chimed in on my past videos basically saying that Luol Deng and the Chicago Bulls, oh, come on, they're totally going to reach an agreement. What do you mean that they're at odds? They're totally at odds. The Bulls offered him a 3-year, $30 million contract. He denied it. They didn't want to talk until after the season was done. That was all wish-wash and bullshit talk, petty talk. But the fact is, Luol was not going to stay with the Bulls. This is the right move because he becomes a free agent in 2014. Get something for him, and they are. So it's a great move for the Chicago Bulls. Tank. Start Marquise Teague. Do anything in order to try and get inside the top 5 with your draft pick, and then potentially get another first-round draft pick. This is called rebuilding, people. This is how it's done. Gar Forman and John Paxson, a.k.a. Garpax, the GMs of the Chicago Bulls, totally right moves. So, by the way, they also have the Bobcats as first-round pick if it's outside the top 10. So, well done there as well. Luol Deng, 28 years old, 19 points per game. His average is 7 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game. Was dealt with an Achilles injury this year. Contract talk stalled, as I all told you. By the way, Tim Baffo of CBSChicago.com had this to say, and then I want to get into your tweets that obviously you chimed in on MySpace. No. So here's what Tim Baffo said. First in franchise, this is Luol Deng, in games, post-Michael Jordan era this is, first in the franchise in games, minutes, points, field goals made, free throws made, defensive rebounds, and total rebounds. Ranked second in offensive rebounds and steals, third in assists, and fourth in blocks and three-pointers made. To say that his career with the Chicago Bulls, and they traded for the right to draft Luol Deng with the Phoenix Suns back in 2004 when he was a one-and-done at Duke, it was a successful stint with the Bulls. He is going on to greener pastures because they just can't pay him, and they're at odds. It's a smart move for the Bulls. It's a smart move for Luol Deng to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have a lot of potential, By the way, if you're looking at the Bulls and going forward, here are the contracts you need to know and who they're going to basically keep. One of them is not Carlos Boozer, who they'll probably amnesty somewhere from $17 to $20 million. The core players that they will build around, obviously, Derrick Rose. He has 3 years left on that deal. Taj Gibson also has 3 years left on that deal. Joakim Noah, 2 years left. Jimmy Butler on a rookie deal. Tony Snell, yes, good pick out of New Mexico, and they will absolutely dump Carlos Boozer. Last point that I'm going to make, and then I'll get into your tweets. The NBA free agent class of 2014 is stellar. And that is exactly why the Bulls are freeing up so much money, because they're trying to make a run at these guys. So who are the key players? LeBron James can basically leave for the 2014 free agent class. He could leave Miami if he would like to. That's a player option. Rudy Gay, another player option. By the way, LeBron, $20 million is his player option. Rudy Gay, $19.3 million with his player option with the Sacramento Kings. Continuing along, Carmelo Anthony, Zach Randolph, Dwayne Wade, Tim Duncan, Chris Bosh, Chandler Parsons, Dick Nowitzki, Paul Gasol, Amari Stoudemire, Avery Bradley, Eric Bledsoe, Kyle Lowry, and Paul Pierce. Now, here are your tweets on this matter. Sarah tweets at Aberstrom, should have drafted more decent players, but good for the future. This isn't Jerry Krause. We're not going with Khalid El-Hamid. We're trying to get some solid players here, and the Bulls are going to do that. The Bulls are absolutely going to do that, whether it's in the draft or free agency. This is the right move overall. Sam Calbert Schultz tweets at Aberstrom, it would be a good trade if the Bulls knew how to draft decent players. Tank for Parker. Dude, they're not going to get the #1 overall pick. They're not going to get the #2. They're not going to get the #3 unless the ball somehow bounces their way in the lottery, a la Derrick Rose. So we continue along. Michael Hancock tweets at Aberstrom, overall success of the trade comes down to if Deng resigns with the Cavs. If he leaves after this year, it'll be disastrous. Yeah, for one team, it'll be awesome for the Bulls. John H. tweets at Aberstrom, I don't think Deng has been 100% healthy since he joined the league. All in all, I'd get rid of Bynum no matter what I'd have to do. Yeah, I just told you they're going to. Marzak Ahmed tweets at Aberstrom, what a steal for the Bulls. The draft picks will help build towards the future, and they save money by trading Deng. Who else do we got? Matt Lee Puma tweets at Aberstrom, sad to see Deng leave, but it needed to be done. Yes, it did. This is all happening because of the Rose injury. Hope Melo joins with cap space. Yeah, that makes one of us. Ted Gruber tweets at Aberstrom, good move for the future, but how much longer can the Bulls be saying building for the, quote, future? Well, they weren't necessarily building for the future because they had their future in Derrick Rose. And then when he went down, it just became a lost season. You're not going to win the championship without a star. Joakim Noah is a star, but you need a scoring star. I hope everyone understands what I'm saying. So those were all of your tweets. Now what I'm asking all of you guys to do, leave a thought in the comments section below. Do you think I'm crazy? That's totally fine. Or do you think I'm right? Which is also more fine. Leave a thought in the comments section below. Give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends. And most importantly, help me out, help us out, and subscribe to 2IG Sports.